The movie begins in the heat of an argument between Sunny and Larissa. Sunny is visibly furious, consumed by jealousy because Larissa has been getting too close to her husband. Since Sunny is secretly in love with her and they are having an affair, he can't stand it. But Larissa snaps back, reminding him that the man is her husband. She has to treat him that way, otherwise he will start to suspect her. We then flash back to the past to see how their paths crossed. We see Sunny traveling to a big city, desperate for work. He heads straight to an auto repair shop where he had previously applied for a mechanic position. But luck is not on his side. Sunny arrives late for the interview and is shocked to find a job has already been given to someone else. Devastated, Sunny has nowhere to sleep and absolutely no money for a hotel. He spends the rest of the day scouring the city for any other work, but unfortunately he finds nothing. With no options left, Sunny decides to spend the night sleeping on a park bench, clinging to the hope that tomorrow he'll find a solution to his problems and a proper place to live. At that moment, an elderly man named George is walking toward his car. Suddenly, George senses someone walking behind him. It's a thief stalking him. As soon as George reaches his car, the thief attacks, trying to steal the vehicle. George attempts to defend himself, but the thief is younger and stronger, easily overpowering him. All the while, Sunny is watching from his bench nearby. At first, he just observes, but when he sees the fight escalating, he intervenes to save the old man. Sunny rushes in, landing a heavy blow on the attacker. Terrified by Sunny's strength, the thief turns and flees. George is immensely grateful, thanking Sunny for saving his life. A police officer arrives at the scene, and George explains the assault. While they are talking, George's wife Larissa arrives to check on him. It immediately becomes clear that Larissa is a stunningly beautiful woman and at least 30 years younger than George. George tells her that if it wasn't for Sunny, he would be dead. Larissa shakes Sunny's hand and thanks him warmly. Feeling indebted, George decides to invite Sunny to his house for dinner. During dinner, George asks Sunny about his background. Sunny reveals he has no family and was raised in an orphanage. He explains that he is a mechanic who came to the city for a job at a workshop, but he lost the opportunity. George smiles and reveals that he too owns a car repair shop. Sunny is surprised to learn George is a business owner. George continues, saying he is actually looking for a mechanic to help him. He offers Sunny a job at his workshop, promising a good salary and a room in the house to live in. Sunny is ecstatic. His problems have vanished in an instant. He agrees to George's offer without hesitation. Later, we see Sunny sleeping in his new room. However, down the hall, it becomes clear that Larissa is not happy about this arrangement. She blames her husband, asking why he would hire a homeless man they know nothing about and let him live in their home. George insists that Sunny saved his life and he wants to help him to repay the debt. Sunny overhears their entire conversation and feels a deep sadness. He wonders if he made a mistake accepting the offer, but he pushes the dark thoughts away and goes to sleep. The next day, Sunny starts work at the shop, determined to prove his worth to George. George is impressed by Sunny's style and efficiency. He shows Sunny a backlog of work he couldn't finish alone, and then introduces him to a very special project, a unique car he is restoring as a gift for Larissa. George admits he has been working on it for a while but hasn't finished. Sunny promises he will fix the car and have it ready soon. Time passes, and Sunny works with energy and dedication. Thanks to his hard work, the workshop's condition improves significantly, making George very happy. As for Sunny, he starts to notice that Larissa is watching him constantly, though she maintains a poker face. He can't tell if she is happy he's there or not. Suddenly, George catches Larissa staring at Sunny. Mistaking her gaze for worry, George reassures her, telling her Sunny is a good kid and an asset to the business. Encouraged, Sunny starts smiling at Larissa whenever she looks his way, but she ignores him completely and walks off. However, at night, Sunny spots Larissa watching him from her bedroom window. He begins to suspect she might actually be attracted to him. One day, while Sunny is staring at her, Larissa gets angry. She marches over and asks why he looks at her so much. She threatens him, saying if she catches him staring again, she will have him fired. Sunny stands his ground. He tells her he doesn't want to leave the job, but as long as he is here, he won't get tired of looking at her because she is incredibly beautiful. He then boldly asks, "Why would a woman of your beauty marry an old man like George?" Larissa scolds him for speaking badly about George, especially since he treats Sunny so well. Sonny replies that he loves George too, but he wasn't lying about her beauty. He confesses that he has a crush on her, and he suspects she likes him too but is hiding it. Larissa stays silent, unable to reply, and simply walks away. That night at dinner, Sonny and Larissa exchange secret glances across the table without George noticing. It is now obvious Larissa is attracted to him. After dinner, George asks Sonny to fetch some glasses from the kitchen so they can have a drink. As soon as Sonny enters the kitchen, he gets close to Larissa. She weakens in his presence, unable to resist him. But just as the tension peaks, George calls out to Sonny to hurry up, interrupting them. Late that night, Sonny lies awake thinking about Larissa, and she is in her room thinking about him. Suddenly, Sonny gets an idea. He goes online and searches for spare parts that are missing from the workshop. The next day, he tells George he found a shop that sells the specific parts they need. George takes the car and drives off to buy them. It is revealed that this is a plan by Sonny to get George out of the house. As soon as George is gone, Larissa comes to Sonny asking where her husband went. Sonny tells her George went to get parts and won't be back for 4 hours. The tension breaks and the two get close, sharing a romantic moment. Hours later, George returns with the parts and gives them to Sonny. They work together on George's special car until it is fully fixed. George is thrilled the engine is running again and takes it for a test drive. When he returns, he surprises Larissa, handing her the keys and telling her it is his gift to her. Larissa is overjoyed, acting unable to believe it. She gets in the car with George for a drive. That night, George invites Sonny for a drink to celebrate fixing the car. George drinks heavily until he passes out on the sofa. Sonny sees his chance. He sneaks up to Larissa's bedroom and they spend the night together. In the intimacy of the moment, Larissa opens up about why she married George. She tells Sonny she was lonely and poor, working dead-end jobs just to survive until she met George. He loved her and married her, saving her, but she admits she isn't happy. Sonny is shocked when Larissa confesses she was attracted to him from the moment he arrived and felt she belonged with him, not George. Hearing this, Sonny is overwhelmed with joy. The next day, George takes Sonny to view a piece of land he owns. He explains that a new highway is being built nearby, which will double the land's value. He reveals his dream, to build a car racing track on this land. He plans to take a bank loan using the land as collateral to fund the project. Sonny is stunned when George tells him that he wants Sonny to be the manager of this new project. Sonny rushes to Larissa and tells her everything. She is happy about the news, but she has a dilemma. She can no longer stand living with George. She feels her life is being wasted. Yet, she wants his wealth so she can live comfortably with Sonny. She tells Sonny this is their chance to get rid of George, inherit the fortune, and enjoy the money together. Sonny is not convinced. He refuses to harm the man who helped him. When night comes, Larissa plays a mind game. She intentionally gets close to George in front of Sonny to trigger his jealousy and push him toward murder. This brings us back to the opening scene. Larissa gives Sonny an ultimatum. If he truly loves her, he must get rid of George. She insists they need a plan that makes it look like an accident so no one suspects them. The next day, Sonny rigs a trap in the workshop. He takes Larissa to show her the plan. He connects a heavy tractor to the workshop's hydraulic lift. The plan is for the lift to drop, causing the tractor to crush George. Larissa learns she has to be the one to pull the lever because Sonny will be under the tractor with George to position him. He will give her a signal to lower the lift without George noticing. The duo decides to execute the plan immediately. The next day, Sonny tells George there is a mechanical problem with the tractor he can't fix. He leads George to the machine, and they both sit under it to work. Larissa slips into the workshop unseen and waits by the lever. She watches for Sonny's signal. As soon as he signals, Larissa lowers the lift. The tractor crashes down on George, killing him instantly. But there is a complication. Sonny's hand gets jammed under the tractor. Panic sets in. He tells Larissa to run before anyone sees her. He notices blood on her shoes and orders her to get rid of them. Larissa obeys. She runs to change, washing the blood off her feet. She finds an old pair of shoes nearby, puts them on, and speeds away in her car. She throws the bloody shoes onto the highway to destroy the evidence, then heads to a supermarket to create an alibi, proving she wasn't at the scene. Sonny calls the police to report the accident. Larissa receives the notification of her husband's death and rushes home. There, she meets Detective Ford, the lead investigator. Larissa puts on a show, pretending to be collapsed in grief and crying over her husband. Police investigation begins. Detective Ford speaks to his partner, voicing his suspicions about the couple. He points out a key detail. When he met Larissa, she was wearing old, worn-out shoes that didn't match her elegant dress. He also notes the dynamic: a beautiful young woman, a wealthy old husband, and a young man living in their house. It's the perfect recipe for an affair. Ford theorizes that Sonny and Larissa plotted the murder to inherit the money. Ford decides to search for Larissa's missing shoes as the first clue. However, Sonny is one step ahead. He finds the bloody shoes first and burns them, leaving no trace. After George's funeral, Sonny and Larissa begin living together openly and start working on George's racetrack project. Detective Ford watches their every move, certain of their guilt but lacking hard proof. One day, Larissa tells Sonny she is pregnant. Sonny is ecstatic and they begin planning their future with the baby. But the next day, Ford visits the workshop. He questions Sonny about his relationship with Larissa and drops a bombshell. Forensics prove the tractor fell on George twice. This implies mechanical failure is impossible. Someone had to operate the lever manually. This triggers a dark memory for Sonny. He recalls the night of the murder. When Larissa first dropped the lift, the tractor landed on George's body, not his head. George was still alive. He looked at Sonny and begged for his life. But Sonny, cold and ruthless, ignored his pleas. He adjusted George's body to align his head with the impact zone and shouted at Larissa to drop the lift again. The second impact crushed George's skull, killing him. Back in the present, Sonny snaps out of the memory and tells Ford he knows nothing. He realizes Ford has no physical evidence against them. However, Larissa begins to pull away from Sonny. She claims she is distancing herself to avoid suspicion because she is terrified of prison and wants to protect her child. She convinces Sonny that Ford will never stop hunting them. Seeing no other way out, Sonny decides to sacrifice himself. He goes to the police station and confesses to the murder. He lies, claiming he planned it all alone out of greed for George's wife and money, effectively clearing Larissa's name to protect her and their unborn son. Larissa finds a note from Sonny explaining he turned himself in. He writes that he loves her and asks her to take care of herself and their baby. Strangely, Larissa shows no sadness at all. Years pass. We see Sonny in prison, waiting for his execution date. Larissa, meanwhile, has returned to her life. She finished George's project, which became a huge success. Over the years, she sends Sonny letters containing photos of a boy growing up, year after year. Every time Sonny sees these pictures, he smiles, feeling that his sacrifice was worth it to save his family. But then, the crushing truth is revealed. The child in the photos is not Sonny's son. Larissa was never pregnant. The photos she sent were of her secretary's son. The entire sequence of events was a master plan by Larissa to make Sonny take the fall alone. In a final twist, we learn Larissa never loved Sonny. She used him as a pawn to get rid of George. We discover she had been plotting George's murder from the very beginning with her real lover, the thief who attacked George in the opening scene. When Sonny intervened and saved George, he ruined their original plan. So Larissa adapted. She formulated a new plan using Sonny as the weapon. We notice Larissa treats even her thief lover with coldness. It becomes clear she intends to discard everyone to keep the fortune for herself. The movie ends with Sonny being led to his execution, believing a lie, while Larissa lives like a queen, having achieved all her dark dreams without a scratch. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.